Introducing a whole new form of racing to the best online racing simulation in the world. This is Dirt Racing on iRacing.com. Race online at some of America's most legendary dirt tracks, including Eldora and Williams Grove. iRacing is the premier online racing game featuring NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, and now World of Outlaws, the leading sanctioning body for dirt racing. iRacing is easy to use and features a centralized ranking system to make sure you have the best experience at any skill level. With a massive inventory of high-precision laser scan tracks and cars with an unmatched dedication to quality and detail, iRacing gives you the most authentic online racing experience available. Thanks to iRacing's dynamic track system, developed specifically for dirt racing, tracks change over the course of a race, just like your favorite dirt track on a Friday or Saturday night. From a slick racing groove all the way up to the cushion, iRacing's dirt tracks deliver non-stop racing action. Partnered with the World of Outlaws, iRacing is your source for the most authentic dirt racing experience available, featuring 4 brand new tracks and 11 new cars, including street stocks, Legends cars, late models, NASCAR trucks, winged and non-winged sprint cars, with much more on the way. Join the Dirt Revolution on iRacing.com and start slinging mud today.
Hi guys, I'm Scott Speed, driver of this amazing Volkswagen Beetle GRC car. I got good news for the iRacing fam. We got this coming in. I'm currently working on it myself personally to make sure that it is as accurate as possible. With the addition of dirt and now this mean car, it is gonna be so fun. And it's gonna be available free to all the iRacing members. Personally, I can't wait to get out there and race you guys on it.
When I sat in the car, you always wonder, what's it going to feel like? It was my first time driving a mid-engine GT car. My thoughts were, wow, this is really good for our first time in a car. I was really surprised by it. You're sitting low, you got the A-pillars at steep angles, the windshields at steep angles, you can see the fender flares. I think we have a chance to win. Everything's got to go right, but I think we have a car that can win the race or be on the podium. But can you imagine how cool that would be to go back 50 years later to the year and do it?
Hello everyone, welcome to V8sonline's coverage of the iRacing.com V8 Supercar official online series. We are here for round 1 for season 3 2017. Jay Kennedy, and alongside me tonight I've got Reese Gardner. G'day Reese.
Hey Jay, how you going?
Very good mate. Also joining us tonight we've got Fonty, Scott Fontaine. How you going mate?
Yeah, good thanks, mate. Pleased to be here for round 1. Should be a great event. Always one of my favourites, this track. Many laps around here, so we should see some great racing.
Agreed. We're under qualifying at the moment. We're here at Motorsport in Canada, one of the most favourite tracks within the iRacing V8 Supercar community. It is a fantastic track, heaps of elevation changes, heaps of switchbacks, tough to pass, but always has great fun racing here. The guys out at the moment on their 2 qualifying laps. First lap of qualifying is done for most of the guys. Josh Rogers leading the way over Jake Burton. Forzen El Nabi in 3rd, but very, very tight field. Top 12 separated by only a second.
Yeah, it's looking like a pretty cool track as well, comparatively. It is overcast out there on track at the moment with a 28-degree track. Southeasterly winds at 4 kilometers an hour, so a little bit cooler than usual. Not much UV hitting the track, so the guys will be able to get a lot of grip out of those cars, and hopefully that makes for some entertaining racing.
We've got Michael Cracknell on screen. He's just about to finish his 2nd flying lap, a little bit further down the field than he would like, in 9th position at the moment, but fairly sure this season is going to be very, very hotly contested, with the drivers knowing that the V8 Supercar Premier Series and the official series, which we're broadcasting here now, aligned, so they match up in regards to schedules as Mitchell McLeod moves up to 3rd on the timesheet. So we'll see a lot of drivers joining into this series that possibly wouldn't worry about the official series with running scops on a different track. So we'll see a fairly competitive series this time around, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, certainly. I remember the old glory days of the official V8 Supercar series with you and Sandman commentating, Jay, and myself doing the pit reporting. Those are some interesting times
and
indeed.
Fonty racing.
Yeah, that was that
Fonty
really
was
spun me
behind
out.
Yeah.
That didn't last long, that did it, mate? They were good days though, we do miss them, but starting to get back towards it again with big names starting to return. Just seeing Wayne Burke, he jumps into the top 15, actually equal time to Michael Cracknell, same time.
Yeah, very much
One person
so.
who I'm quite surprised who's quite far up the list is Mitchell McLeod. He's not too far off the pace of Rogers, only just under half a second, so could see a good little 3-way battle going on between him and Rogers and Burton as well. So yeah, this is certainly going to be a great race.
Did Mitch practice, Jay?
I can confirm that he was on about an hour ago, so I guess that's more than normal.
Counts.
I don't know if it was any more than that or not. 3rd to 6th separated by a 10th, so that's very, very, sorry, 3rd to 7th separated by a 10th of a second. So we'll see a really, really tight battle if Rogers and Burton fight very, very hard, which we would more than expect that to happen. That group 3rd through to 7th, they will all have a chance of getting right up towards the point end. In saying that, any of those names you see in that top 15 could potentially win a race in this series.
Yeah, they certainly could. There's that's a very strong field that we're seeing right there with you guys that as you've said, we haven't usually seen in V8 Scops and the like. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. We're just going to wait for the rest of qualifying to sort of to tick out as we change over to the race session in about 90 seconds time. It's a very, very short race tonight too, guys. Only 23 laps around Motorsport, which should only work out to a half-hour sprint.
Yeah, great format too this season around. Fairly short races, a couple of longer races, but all the same track. So we're off to Watkins Glen next week for Premier Series. We'll be there on the Monday night as well. The week after that, we're off to Nürburgring for the Premier Series. We'll be there for the official series the next night as well. So really, really clever with the series aligning, and we'll already seeing the participation increase this round with 3 pretty full splits tonight, and we'll continue to see that throughout this season. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hoping so.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jay. And seeing the fields, how big they are these days. Yeah, 27 cars out on track. So yeah, certainly a little bit bigger than what we used to see back in the day. Yeah, normally only 22, 23 cars. So 27 cars cruising around this track should yeah, should be great.
Last
Wayne
couple of
Burke.
seconds. Yeah, Wayne Burke's
Just
on
crossing the
track.
line.
Yeah, I think he's actually doing his third flying lap.
Not allowed to do that, mate.
I think this could be his practice session. We've seen a few guys that just use this this little run as their practice. So we'll see if that is what is actually happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, what else would you do during the dying seconds of a qualifying session other than just
Keep doing laps.
yeah, just keep doing laps or just, you know, sit around and wait. Guess it depends on what you like to do best. But either way, we're in the race session now. Waiting
Yes.
for the drivers to grid up.
Starting grid on screen. So Josh Rogers will start from pole from Jake Burton, Mitchell McLeod and Forzan Al-Nabi on the second row. Then David Moore in 5th position, Hayden Dodman 6th, Riley Blythe in 7th, Jason Quire in 8th position, Corey Preston 9th, Matt Stratford 10th, Wayne Burke 11th, Michael Cracknell in 12th position. Then Postlethwaite, Warren O'Brien, Vlasic, Cummins, Taliancic, Luke Harvey, Brian Borg, Guy Leach, Anthony Mancarella, David Miller, Will Dodd, Adam Hyland, Miguel Cabrero and Ali Turkinen rounding out the 27 car field, all separated by just on 2 seconds, which is really, really tight and close.
Yeah, very good stuff from all those guys, and I think at least one of them isn't too happy. I noticed Miguel Caballo in the driver chats asking, "Why did I buy this car?" followed by an expletive. So he's obviously not having the best time.
Yeah, very difficult car to drive, the Supercar, but yeah, certainly practice makes perfect on these things. I know myself, I would have done, yeah, on a weekly basis, probably 100 odd laps at a track to get fast, but yeah, a lot of fun though.
Yeah, the car's started to improve lately too, so things that have been learnt on all the different tyre models has been brought over to this car, and this car actually helped with a lot of the design on some of the features in regards to the Porsche tyre model. So this car has been pretty important as we've got a 90k race, 23 laps ahead. This race will be all out sprint, action packed, cannot wait.
Yep, and it's a very short run to a very fast turn 1, so will be interesting to see what goes on. But the revs are rising. Gonna go green and away we go. Good start from just about everyone. Oh, Rogers in the second phase, getting jumped.
Yeah, exactly.
McLeod, good jump too.
He has.
Yeah,
McLeod
Burton's going to try around the outside. Oh, he's not far enough to make the move stick. Rogers moves over to cover. They stream down through turn 2.
Preston.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Preston around at the back
Corey
there.
Preston did get spun there. Someone pushed him in the rear.
Oh, man,
and
that's a
around he
real
goes.
shame. Looks like we got Synergy Sim Racing teammates going side by side. Glenn Postlethwaite and Dean O'Brien. O'Brien's going to let by Mario Vlasic here.
Yeah, hard to go around the outside here because the car gets really unsettled and tightens up really, really fast here through Moss.
Yeah, and through Moss, looks like Matt Stratford and Jason Quire there went side by side. Stratford gets the traction down low. Seeing more cars going side by side down the back. Oh, Mario Vlasic had
massive
a problem.
damage.
There's people having to move left and right to get by him. Getting past by Adam Hyland, Will Dodd, Anthony Mancarella. They come into the second last turn. Looks like Brian Borg and Michael Taliancic going side by side here. Borg's going to have to yield though. Look at the jostling around back in the pack here though. Luke Harvey is looking especially racy. We've got another car around. Oh, that was Ali Turkin. He had a bit of a half spin there. Well, at the front, it's kind of settled down a bit.
It has for sure. Rogers half a second already over Jake Burton. We'll see if we can try and get a replay of that initial start involving Corey Preston getting turned around at turn 2. Here it is now on screen. A bit hard to see from that angle. We'll try and get another angle of it.
Take a look at this.
As the car ahead slid off the track, and as they've come back on, really had nowhere to go and just into the door of Preston as they've come back onto the track.
Yeah,
Bit of
that's
a racing
shame.
incident, that one.
I think Preston turned in expecting Riley Blythe to brake or be a bit slower rejoining. Either way, that's an unfortunate incident. Hopefully he can make his way back up through the field in good order.
5th, 6th, 7th, 8th is a very, very heated battle at the moment. Riley Blythe and Wayne Burke side by side coming through the final corner. And Matt Stratford getting involved now too.
Yeah, have a look at this. Blythe coming back on Burke. Easy to do in the middle of turn 1, but you can probably lose out on the exit. Absolutely love the flow of this circuit. I think it really suits the V8 Supercar as Stratford absolutely smashing it up the inside of Riley Blythe. He gets the move done. Great stuff.
That was ultra aggressive. Well done.
Have a look behind them though. Jason Quire, Michael Cracknell and Dane Warren getting really racy. I think Warren's trying to line up Cracknell for a move.
Yeah, Warren's pretty racy, as we've seen in the V8. He certainly had some pace to be right up front with the top guy, so maybe we could see him move through the field and finish in the top 10.
Just in the slipstream of Michael Cracknell, he's going to have a look around the outside. Yeah, it's just no grip there on that part of the track. He's going to have to slot back in behind.
Will he slot him up here? This would be a good
he might.
Here. Oh,
Have a
he's
look.
not close enough.
He had so much more mid-corner grip there. I think as Cracknell was trying to just line it up for a launch out of the last turn. But yeah, Cracknell definitely under pressure now.
Stratford and Blythe is still going on as well, but I think we'll stay with Dane Warren trying to get past Cracknell. This is 11th and 12th on track at the moment.
Yeah, looked like, who was that? Jason Quire just in front of them ran a little wide in turn 3. Just tapping the brakes on the run up to Moss. Oh dear.
Cracknell will really
Cracknell a bit.
Yeah, Cracknell will know that Warren's there now for sure. if he wasn't looking in his mirror, he knows he's there for sure.
That is what we in the business call a love tap.
It's a good battle brewing here. I love these sprint races. I love this format. Nice and quick, ultra aggressive, moves count for double because the races are so short.
Warren climbing all over the curves in the last sector, probably to his detriment as Cracknell pulls down a little bit of a gap.
Riley Blythe looked like he's about to make a move on Stratford.
Yeah, have a look at that. Getting really close to the back end of Stratty. He runs wide.
Stratford's run slightly wide. Yep. Are we going to see him pop him into the double right?
Oh, careful. That's the thing about Motorsport though, like there's multiple lines possible through just about every corner. In turn 2, you can run a little wide in the middle and still get a good launch out of the corner if you straight line the second part. That's what Stratford did. Riley Blythe taking
There he goes, you're going to fire up there. Oh, not quite. Oh, there we go, there's a pass up in front of them.
Yeah.
Teammate pass.
Teammate again.
Yep,
Wayne Burke and David Moore. Excellent stuff. They're going to go side by side down the back straight. I wonder if Moore's going to yield to Burke here.
No, you have to be teammates.
Yeah.
Saying that hasn't stopped teammates before, has it, Fonty? Talking about memories from you racing at this track. I remember famously yourself and your teammate, I'm pretty sure it was Scott McLaughlin, side by side the highway through this track, through this part of the track.
Yeah, I think we did about 2 or 3 laps side by side around here. It was a lot of fun. It was going back a few days in the old Ford Falcon.
Long time
we
ago.
had new cars. Long time ago. Well, it is, man. It is a long time ago. 2012. So.
Yeah, the old car that didn't have adjustable dampers, if I remember correctly.
Yes, no, you are correct there.
Luke Harvey, Dean O'Brien, side by side. Actually, O'Brien's dropped back through the field a couple of spots. He may have ran wide through turn 2. He's got a lot of pressure from Guy Leach right on his tail now.
Yeah, what happened to O'Brien actually? It looks like may have had an off somewhere. Yeah, he went off at turn 2. That's why he's lost all those positions.
Just get a replay of that up on the screen at the moment. So actually made a mistake at the exit of 1, and then it's put him off the track on the outside at the entry of turn 2. He's done a great job to pull it up and not fire into that wall.
He's gone wide again at the third last turn. That's letting Guy Leach have a little bit of a look. Leach is going to try and go up the inside of the last turn. Is he going to get it done? Climbing all over the curb. Just not able to get the power down as efficiently. They're going to go side by side once again into turn 1.
The run into, yeah, here we go. Is he going to hang on the outside though?
Preston, into the door of Mancarella. And Mancarella's held on.
And not without losing a bit of track position though.
Yeah, he's lost 3 spots there.
Off the track? No.
I think Preston may be redressing possibly because he was right up against the inside wall and then into the back of Mancarella, or into the door of Mancarella.
Yeah, have a look just in front of Preston meanwhile. Looks like Will Dodd and Adam Hyland are having quite the battle.
It's battles the whole way through this field. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and talking about the battles right up the front, Jake Burns slightly closed on Rogers. We're at 0.7 of a second, so yeah, anything could happen there. McLeod's dropped off slightly, but yeah, Forzon's may not far behind him either.
Burke and Moore side by side again.
It's
and here comes Stratford
in on the action, yeah.
Geez, we read each other's mind there, Reese.
Yeah, just about. Riley Blythe's going to be looking at this thinking, oh, how tasty. Look at it, look at him go.
Oh, 3 wide here.
Oh, is he going to try and move up the inside of the first turn? Stratford just losing it slightly on entry. That's going to let Blythe through. But is Stratford going to come back in turn 2? Yes, he is. Working the wheel furiously is Matt Stratford. Blythe leaving him room on the inside. He's able to get the traction down. Look at Stratford, just very strong under brakes.
This is how Quire, Cracknell and Warren have all closed up behind now too.
Oh no, this is a proper freight train now. Choo choo. And Nick Cummings behind all of them.
Oh
big, no.
Big contact between Cracknell and Stratford. After Blythe made a little bit of a mistake, Stratford tried to check up. Cracknell didn't quite see it, and he's just, Cracknell, just didn't see it and drilled the back of Stratford.
And looks like
and he's lost a spot
past Burke.
Yes, Moore and Burke swapped again.
Oh boy, this is a really fun looking battle. All pretty much single file for now, but one mistake can spell your doom here at Motorsport.
Yeah, I was hearing a bit of radio communication between Quire and Cracknell, so a bit of discussion going on there. It sounded like Cracknell was apologising.
Good stuff. We'll have a look behind this train though. Looks like Glenn Postlethwaite and Nick Cummings are looking to get in on this as well.
Yeah, Michael Taliancic is getting in there as well, so we're going to have 10 cars involved, or 8 cars.
Lord.
No, 10 cars in this battle.
See, this is the thing about Motorsport. Like, it's a super quick circuit, but coming out of this corner, Moss, they got a really long, flat-out section, the Andretti Straight. Big opportunity for slipstreaming down here. So, if you're... Think of the slipstream that Taliancic is going to be getting. Basically about 10 or so cars worth of slipstreaming. Just hits 270 kilometers an hour.
Just behind Brian Porg, Luke Harvey side by side.
Oh boy. Porg's going to get through on Harvey.
Yep, move done.
Oh, have a look here. Dane Warren and Michael Cracknell.
Jason Quire's possibly not quite got the pace that Cracknell had leading this train, and that's finally moved done for Warren. He's been setting that up for, 8 or so laps now.
Yeah, patience is a virtue, and one or two smacks in the rear quarter.
The issue he's got now, before, big dive.
Warren forcing the issue there a little bit. I think he gave Quire a bit of a fright, and Quire just went wide. Saw him coming, but now the teammates, former teammates, I should say, go side by side. Quire losing ever more
Cummins is going to come through too.
Oh yeah. Don't know if he'll try and sim up the inside.
Oh.
He won't. Oh, look at Quire. That's an exit ruined, and that's going to leave the door wide open. Or is it? Have a look. Oh, look behind Cummings.
Postlethwaite's on his way through. He's going to swerve across and dive. Oh, great defending from Cummins though.
Yeah, he's protecting the inside there and just moves to the outside. Nothing Postlethwaite can do in that respect. We've already had 2 retirements in this race. One rather, I should say. Ali Turkin has connected from the server.
Yeah, Preston's in the lane as well. He's been stopped for just on a minute, so guessing that's not a 4-stop. McLeod and El Nabi is on for third. Have a look at this.
Oh, just flicked to that. Looking really good here. El Nabi driving super hard into Moss. Look how much he gains on McLeod through there, but we'll see coming out of the corner. McLeod just getting a little bit of a better launch.
Yeah,
El
I see
Nabi's going to have a
Rogers
slipstream.
open that gap up right at the front. He's now 1.2 seconds. So what was Burton was starting to close up. He's now opened that gap right back up, and McLeod looks like he's slightly catching Burton.
El Nabi was so deep there. I thought he was going to just throw it up the inside, but he did a great job to pull it up. But El Nabi looks like he's got the pace in this little battle here.
Now watching with bated breath we are as they come into turn 2 once again. Looking fairly even through that part of the circuit. El Nabi not gaining much on McLeod. Look at that. Look, see, right there is what I was talking about before about the different lines possible, especially in that turn. Basically, it's got about 1 million different apexes, and none of them are quite right. Nabi blinking a little bit too, having some internet dramas, apparently.
That'll be very, very off-putting for McLeod looking in his revision mirror and seeing a car bounce all over the road. But in a way, it's helping because he's managed to pull the gap out to nearly half a second down this back straight.
Got a move being made at Moss. Mario Vlasic, meanwhile, gone past Anthony Mancarella.
Wayne Burke has a heap of pressure on from Riley Blythe. They're bump drafting down the Andretti straight, and they've made contact coming into this section here. We've got David Miller off the track, and he looks like he's got a bucket load of damage. That could be race done.
Yeah, he's gonna go crawling straight into the pits with that.
This battle that's heading up between Moore, Burke, Blythe and Stratford. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top between these.
And just behind Dane Warren, he is the fastest driver on track other than the front 4 guys. So watch for Warren to start to close up in the next couple of laps as well.
Yeah,
okay, well, he's got inside that top 10. So yeah, could easily get up to P6 here.
Yeah, Dane Warren looking quite good there. A little bit of space in front of him to Stratford, but he's closing that up rapidly. And I'm just seeing Corey Preston apologising to what appears to be Adam Hyland in the text chat in the server. So obviously they were involved in an incident.
El Nabi and McLeod is back on again. El Nabi's closed it down to around about 0.2 of a second once more.
Yeah, good stuff from these guys. Starting lap 14. This race is well over half done.
Law's just made a mistake at the exit of the final corner, and here comes Burke back up the inside into one. Oh.
Nose chopped.
And Warren will be there within a couple of corners.
Yeah, certainly will. Have a look at Burke just firing it towards the inside of turn 2, Moore taking a little bit of a wider line on entry. Of course, Moore and Burke being teammates, they do like to have a bit of a race. Of course, if anything, you could argue that teammates often race each other better because they know each other better and they're often in the same team speak with each other, communicating while racing. But they certainly don't want to race too hard, don't want to put each other into the wall and compromise both of their results. So it's an enticing battle to watch, but it's not really one that's just going off at the moment with them passing each other at every corner, especially with the amount of cars behind them. They could take advantage.
All aboard the David Moore train now. Looks like in this entire race there's only one car that's out on their own, which is Hayden Dodman in P5. 4 seconds ahead the next car and 4.5 seconds behind. He's the only driver that's not in a battle at the moment.
Yeah, he's adrift in the endless tarmac ocean as Hayden Dodman.
And look at Dane Warren now. He said it wouldn't be long before he's in this battle. He is right on the tail of Matt Stratford. This is 9th and 10th. Battle ahead is for 6th, 7th and 8th. They've split off a little from Stratford.
Yeah, Dane Warren just lining up that corner beautifully. Getting a lovely clean exit. Stratford will be looking in his mirrors a bit more than he'd probably like to. Jumping into Moss. Yeah, look at the gains that Warren makes. So he runs a little bit wide though in the second part of Moss. Able to get the traction down though, avoid Cracknell passing him, but still lost a little bit of ground to Stratford that he probably would have liked.
It's on for third place. Al Navi almost threw it up the inside of McLeod. He had it all crossed up coming into the third to last corner.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen anyone throw it up there on that last turn. It is a good old passing opportunity, so maybe we will see someone go in there for the end of the race.
Yeah, it is a good passing opportunity, but only really on the last lap. Like, if you've got an extra lap to go, then the person that you pass will easily do the over-under on you because, you know, your exit's going to be compromised massively from that last turn, even if you manage to get the move done. So, yeah look out for it on the last lap.
This is the closest we've seen El Nabi through this part of the track coming up to Moss. He is right there now, potentially could make a move here. Look at the different line he's taken.
Yeah. Firing it towards the inside. He's just going in on the anchors so much harder than McLeod is. A little inkling of a slipstream coming into the last sector. Oh, McLeod. He's leaving slightly less than a car width open in the middle of that third last turn. It's very tempting. I think El Nabi might be biding his time here because I think he knows that if he passes McLeod, then McLeod will just send it up the inside at another location on the circuit and all his work will be for naught. So, I don't know.
Burke and Blythe were just side by side coming through the second to last corner. Burke's managed to hold on.
I was going to say, feel free to prove me wrong, Forzan.
Let's stick with McLeod and Al Nabi. This is the battle for third and fourth position.
Motorsport it is a simple circuit. It you know, it seems super simple on paper, and you know, to drive it's relatively easy, but to actually go fast around here, to try and battle another car around here, it completely changes the nature of the circuit, and you've really got to pay attention to your car and how much the rear end's going.
The way that the layout of this circuit, especially in these big heavy cars, it really promotes close, tight racing. You see the whole way through the field, there's really no no gaps between multiple cars. We're seeing cars all bunched up together because of the nature of this circuit. And I think it's one of the most fantastic tracks that we have on iRacing. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's easily in the top 5 racetracks in the world. Sorry, Fonty.
No, you're right, mate. You're right. I just wanted to note there that Corey Preston is sitting in pit lane. Looks like he's had some contact with Adam Highland.
He's been in the lane for about 10 minutes or so now, so not sure exactly what happened, but his race has been done for a little while. David Miller in the lane too, after we saw him in the fence at the second to last corner earlier in the race as well, but only got 6 or 5.5 laps to go. How amazing has this race been? It's gone so quick.
Yeah, it certainly has.
Yeah, jump on the freight train. Still seems to be the David Moore freight train.
Riley Blythe's got a great exit here. Here we go. Not quite able to get that drive.
All that second
Bang
acceleration
also
phase.
had a good exit. It looks like he's about to pop Stratford.
Not long left in this race. I'm sure we'll start to see some guys making some big desperate moves here very, very soon.
Yeah, look out for the action to really heat up in the last couple of laps. Wow, I'm noticing between Stratford and Warren, looks like Stratford's taking a much later apex in the penultimate turn than Warren is. It's allowing Warren to gain just a little bit, but then Stratford's able to get him back on the exit of the last turn because of that added speed on the entry that he gains.
Love the way the cars bounce through that section of the track, down the hill, through turn 2, hard on the brakes here for 3.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Cloud and El Nabi still very close, but yeah, this battle is the one to see. More off at Moss. He's going to run wide. One that might have compromised Stratford a little. Have a look at Warren here. He's got a double draft. He's going to try and go for it.
Make it 3 wide.
Oh, he can't do it.
No, he can't quite do it.
Michael Cracknell with a little bit of damage as well, I'm seeing. Warren is tagged.
Oh, there we go. And Stratford's gone wide. Yep, here we go.
Quite a bump and run from Warren, but they're going to go side by side through the last turn. Stratford gets on the throttle a little bit better.
He's got the run.
Oh, and Blythe now up the inside too. Doesn't quite do it.
Oh boy, this is crazy.
Yep, 3 laps to go.
Another battle going on at the moment is Guy Leach versus Will Dodd. Guys have been, I've noticed, have been at it for quite some time.
A lot of the race have been at it, but the paddle fall.
Cracknell up the inside of Moore at turn 3.
I was about to say we better go to the battle for 3rd and 4th, but we better go back again.
Looks like Moore just had to yield to Crackers there. Oh. Moore at Moss, just not having that luck.
Oh!
Wide, big slide.
Jason Quai's going to get him now too.
Oh, here we go.
Quai would have got held up. It's going to allow Cummings to have a little bit of a look up the outside. Oh boy.
Will Dodd off the track.
Oh no.
Jason Quai thought about going up the inside of David Moore.
Yeah.
Pulled out of it at the last second. And Riley Blythe now side by side with Wayne Burke through the final corner. Contact between them.
Oh boy.
Move done for Blythe. He gets through.
Finally, after how many laps of trying?
It's taken a long time, but he's finally got through. He's made his way up to 6. He's got no time at all to get up to Dodman. But he finally, after about 15 laps of trying, has got past those Synergy Sim Racing cars.
Well, Riley Blythe will be well happy with himself. They're coming to turn 3 for the 21st time.
Yeah, 2.5 laps left in this race.
We've got Warren's got to run. Warren's got to run. Is he going to hold it on the outside?
Tough around the outside here. He's going to pull back into line, I think. Stratford's run wide too.
Oh dear. Got to be really careful here. Don't want to overshoot too much into Moss as Moore does again.
yes, he's off the track.
He's having a lot of trouble with that second part of Moss. He's just, or is it the first part of Moss even? He's not able to get it pulled up, and just understeering off into the gravel. He's lost so many positions from that.
El Nabi's up the inside, down the front straight on McLeod.
Oh boy,
This could be a change of position for P3. McLeod's going to try and hold around the outside. He's going to be able to do it. He's going to have the run into turn 2. Great bit of driving from these guys.
Yeah, El Nabi leaves him room, and McLeod will go through on the inside to take the position back.
Good bit of driving from these two. Oh,
yep,
big dive.
Right up there.
Oh, yeah. McLeod saw him coming, leaves him a little bit of space. Good stuff.
Good driving from these two.
This is how
side by
racing should
side
be.
now, nearly half a lap.
Yeah. El Nabi slots back in. You can't go side by side over the crest of that hill, especially in these cars that rely more on mechanical grip than anything else, and even then they don't have much of it.
Oh, there was a good run from McLeod coming out of the turn there. It's going to be hard for Nabi to get this run.
Riley Blythe still has Wayne Burke right on his tail, but El Nabi potentially could get another run if he can run the same way through these corners. Oh, all sorts of crossed up and he's run wide. That could be battle over. The guys across the line will have one to go. Rogers leads the way.
Yeah, it might have to be a last-ditch effort from El Nabi, but I don't know if he'll be close enough to McLeod to make it work.
Yeah, he looks like he's struggling for grip.
Yeah, I think he's lost his tyres. He's absolutely destroyed them, and I'm not surprised.
One battle that is certainly not over is Warren versus Stratford, with Michael Cracknell obviously having a bit of a look in here. He's going to have a look up the inside.
Oh, Cracknell.
Just a hint of a look up the up the first turn. Fantastic.
Looks like he jumped the curve slightly there.
Either the closest battle at the moment on the track. Will Stratford be able to hold Warren off, or will Dane Warren be able to get through? I don't know at the moment. Oh, this is going to be their last opportunity.
Oh, Warren's made a mistake.
Big mistake from Warren there.
But we better go back to the front, because Josh Rogers, you know you've had a great race when you don't get any TV time at all. Leading from the front, Josh Rogers picks up the win over Jake Burton, but we'll go back to that battle between Dane Warren and Michael Cracknell. This is for the last 2 spots inside the top 10.
Yeah.
Warren might hold on here.
He might.
He's going to throw it up the inside. Last turn.
Cracknell's got to throw it up.
He's going to do it.
He's going to do it.
There he goes.
Oh,
Warren went off on his own. I think he just got crossed up under brakes. So after all that, he's going to lose a ton of positions.
That's so unfortunate for Warren.
Oh,
that'd
man.
rip your 90, wouldn't it?
Wow.
What was that? Rip your 90. Wowee.
Jeez, I'm going to have another look at what happened to Warren there. So
It just looks like he's locked up the front, and to avoid making contact with Stratford, he's just thrown it into the wall. Which is the very, very sporting thing to do, but very, very unfortunate.
Yep, it's confirmed. He just said in the text chat he thought he was going to run into Matt. But
what an awesome race.
Yeah.
We are going to be in for a fantastic season. If all the races are half as entertaining as that, we're going to have an absolutely fantastic season.
Yep, we certainly are, Joe. That was a great race, great battles all through the field. Joshua Rogers absolutely cleaned up there, but as expected, Rogers is always fast. He's always at the front, at point end of the field, but hopefully Jake Burton continues to race this season, can take it down.
Run through the results. It's Josh Rogers picking up the win over Jake Burton. Mitchell McLeod in 3rd. Fawzan Al-Nabi in 4th position. Hayden Dodman, a race all by himself. He finished 5th. Riley Blythe in 6th. Wayne Burke 7th. Matt Stratford 8th. Michael Cracknell in 9th. And Jason Quire squeezes into the top 10.
And in 11th place, we're going to have Glenn Postlethwaite, with David Moore picking up 12th. Nick Cummings is going to come home in 13th place, 14th for Michael Taliancic, Luke Harvey in 15th, Brian Borg 16th, 17th Dean O'Brien. Dane Warren, after fighting for a position in the top 10, loses it all at the final corner to come home in 18th place. 19th, Guy Leach, and rounding out your top 20, Mario Vlasic.
Yeah, last of the runners was Anthony Mancarella, Will Dodd, Miguel Cabrio, and then Adam Hyland, David Miller, Corey Preston, and Ali Turkin, rounding out the 27 cars that we had turn up for tonight's race. And what a fantastic one it's been.
Yeah, definitely. That had everything you wanted out of a short and sweet V8 Supercar official race on iRacing here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Battles throughout the whole field, traction, slipstreaming battles, and drama at the final turn. What more could you want?
I think we might have to wrap it up, boys. It's been an absolutely awesome night. Thank you very much, Fonty, for jumping in with us.
That's all right. Thanks for having me, guys. It's a great little race. Yeah, I certainly miss being out there having a race myself. So when I get back to NZ and get behind my simulator, you'll definitely see me out there having a crack on a Monday.
Can't wait to see you back out on track, mate. We'll have a good giggle at you. Reece, thanks for jumping in as well, mate.
Yeah, no worries, Jay. It was a bit of a last-minute deal for me, but I had fun regardless. And thanks for bringing the broadcast to the world on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and iRacing Live.
Yeah, big thank you to everyone for tuning in. This is the V8 Supercar official online series. We'll be here every Monday night at around about 8:15 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Follow us on all the social medias on Facebook, Twitter, and also on Twitch as well. We are there. This has been round 1 of the V8 Supercar official online series. Your winner at Motorsport has been Josh Rogers. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow night.